Hello and welcome to my science tutorials. In today's video, we are going to be looking at how to find the inverse of a function. Before we begin, if you are new to my science tutorials, kindly consider subscribing and pressing that notification button so that you don't miss any of our latest tutorials on biology, chemistry, mathematics, and physics. So let's begin. Finding the inverse of a function is really easy, and let's start with an example. So let's have the function g of s given to us as what? 1 over x plus 3, where x is not equal to negative 3. This function is defined by what? 1 over x plus 3, where x is not equal to negative 3, because if s is equal to negative 3, the function will not be defined on g. So finding the inverse of this function is really easy. So the first thing we do is we say what? Let g of x be equal to what? Y. So if g of s is equal to y, it means the function over here, g of s is equal to this, can be rewritten as what? Y is equal to 1 over what? X plus 3. Now that we have this, we do what? We interchange the positions of the variables that we have. So wherever we see y, we put what? X there. Wherever we see x, we put y there. So this whole equation becomes what? S is equal to 1 over what? Y plus 3. So from here, we just what? Simply go ahead and solve for what? Y, or we make y the subject to get our inverse of function. So we cross multiply over here. We have x into bracket y plus 3 is equal to 1. We expand the bracket, xy plus what? X times 3 is 3x. Sorry, this is 3x. Alright. So this is 3x is equal to 1. So from here, we make what? Y the subject. So we bring xy here is equal to 1 minus what? 3x over here. So we divide both sides by what? By x to make y the subject. So y is now equal to what? 1 minus 3x all divided by x. So the inverse of the function what? The g of x, which is what? G inverse of x, okay, is given to us by what? 1 minus what? 3x all divided by x, on condition that what? X is not equal to 0. This is very important, because if x is equal to 0, the function will be undefined. So we need to state that the denominator is not equal to 0, or any value that will make the denominator 0. Okay, let's have a look at another example. Example number 2. The function f of x is given to us as what? X plus 5 divided by what? X minus 3, where x is not equal to what? Positive 3. So we have to find what? The inverse of what? F. So like I said, we say let f of x be equal to what? Y. So it means the function f of s is not equal to what? Y is equal to x plus 5 divided by what? X minus 3. Now we do what? We interchange the positions of the two variables that we have. So x is now equal to what? Y plus 5 divided by what? Y minus 3. We now make what? Y the subject again to find the inverse. So we cross multiply x into bracket y minus 3 is equal to what? Y plus 5. So this is xy minus 3x is equal to y plus 5. Alright, so because we want to make y the subject and we have 2y at the opposite side of the equal to sign, we need to what? Group like terms. So we have xy, then we bring the y over here, so it becomes negative y is equal to 5. Then the negative 3x will go to the other side of the equal to sign, and it becomes what? Positive. So we have what? Plus 3x. So we factor what? Y out over here. So we have y into bracket x minus 1. If you multiply this, you get what we have over here. So it's equal to what? 5 plus what 3x. So we divide both sides by x minus 1, x minus 1. This cancels this. So we have y is equal to what? 5 plus 3x all divided by x minus 1. So it means what? Our f inverse of x, or the inverse of the function as we are given over here, is equal to what? 5 plus 3x, sorry, this is 3x divided by x minus 1. Let me rewrite that. So f inverse is equal to 5 plus 3x all over what? X minus 1, where what? S is not equal to what? Positive 1. So someone who doesn't understand this condition over here, all I do is what? I equate the denominator to 0. So x minus 1, this is minus 1, is equal to 0. So x is equal to what? Positive 1. So it means when x is positive 1 and we have 1 over here, 1 minus 1 is 0. So it will make this function undefined, and we don't want that. So we put the condition that what? For f inverse of x is defined on this function if and only if the denominator, the x over here, is not equal to 1. So any number apart from what? 1 will make the function what? Defined. But when it is 1, it will make it what? Undefined. So let's have a look at one final example. So we have f of x again given to us as what? 3x minus 2 over what? 3 minus x. And we have to find what? F inverse, and then state the domain of f, and then f inverse. So we have to find f inverse and state the largest domain, of f and f inverse. Alright, so we write down our solution. So first of all, we say what? Let the function f of x be equal to y. So it means y is equal to what? 3x minus 2 divided by 3 minus x. We interchange the position of the variable as usual. So we have what? X is equal to 3y minus 2 divided by 3 minus what? Y. So we cross multiply and we make what? Y the subject again. So we have x into brackets 3 minus y is equivalent or equal to what? 3y minus 2. So we expand this, we have 3x minus what? xy is equal to what? 3y minus 2. So because I want to avoid negative, I will send the negative xy to the other side of the equal to sign. So I have what? 3x, I'll bring this negative over here, so it becomes plus 2 is equal to 3y over here. Then we bring the negative xy to the other side. Then we have what? Positive what? xy. So from here we say what? 3x plus 2 is equal to what? We factor out y. So we have y into bracket 3 plus x. So we want to make y the subject, so we divide by what? 3 plus x. 3 plus x. So this cancels this. So our y is now equal to what? 3x plus 2 all over what? 3 plus x. So therefore our what? F inverse of what? X is equal to what? 3x plus 2 all over what? 3 plus x. So this is our inverse on condition that what? X is not equal to what? Negative 3. Alright, so now let's state the domain. So the domain of the function f is x such that what? X is what? A real number, where what? X is not equal to what? If we equate the denominator of x to 0, we have this is equal to 0. If I bring s to the other side, we have this is equal to what? X. So we have s is equal to 3. So it means if s is equal to 3, this function will be what? Undefined. So for all values of what? R, except when s is equal to 3. So s does not have to be 3. So what? The domain of the function is what? S such that s is a member of R where x is not equal to 3. Because if s is equal to 3, it will make the function undefined. This is the domain of what? F of x. Now let's take the domain of the inverse function. So inverse function will be what? Such that s is what? S such that s is a member of R, where what? S is not equal to. Now we equate the denominator of the inverse to what? 0. And then if we do that, we have this is equal to 0. So we have s is equal to what? -3. So s such that s is a member of R, where x is not equal to what? -3. Okay, so this is for the f inverse of s. So thank you so much for watching. This is how we go around finding the inverse of any given function. If you like the tutorial, kindly subscribe to MyScience Tutorials and hit that like button. Thank you so much for watching.